And look at the camera as you read it.
You're not all that. Stop it. Whoever hitting you up is doing you a favor. Act right.
At a movement.
Yeah. Let's go.
Hey, looking like he shot the ball.
That's what I like, bro. Yeah!
Me and my friends show up.
Let's go. Welcome to Talking Trophies. You know, we're back with another bang. I'm your boy Raver. We're joined by Damien. You know the vibes. Make sure you guys do subscribe. Check out our podcast on all the podcast platforms. And today we're joined by one of our favorite collabs. You know, it does get a bit heated between us.
We got like beef, but it's like it's bittersweet.
But it's a bittersweet relationship. Welcome the BitterSweet podcast girls, Wintana and Rahel.
Hey guys, what's up?
What's up?
Thanks for jumping on. How you feeling? Let's start with Rahel.
He did already.
I think we need to start with you.
He did already. I'm trying to not get too
Collect
angry.
all your get back together, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, besides this, the combo we had before this, how are you?
I'm good. I'm
Yeah?
just waiting for you to say something about me, like growing up in the sticks, being from the country.
Hey.
So much shit last time.
Whoa.
So I'm waiting for it.
Shout out Wilson Proms as well. Big shout out. You know the vibes.
Yeah, straight up. I'm
When
good.
are you never giving shit though? I was watching an episode he was doing. and
Chuck the
just
mic up, chuck the
everything-
mic up.
Every time you talk, it's like you were talking to the guy who does the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, we support black businesses, BLM. And it's like, I'm like, why are you always talking shit?
I'm not really.
support.
I'm not talking smack. We're just like we're showing love,
but
man.
it's like always banter.
I think that's why we do a
It's
podcast.
banter, but like we're being serious behind it. Like
Yeah.
we're supporting black people, black businesses.
Yeah.
But it's just like
You gotta take the piss here and there. Like not take the piss, but you gotta have fun with it. You know, at the same time.
Yeah.
Anyways, Wintana, how are you?
I'm good. Life is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's everything?
I've just moved out, got my own
Oh,
spot. So,
ooh,
just been
nice.
settling in. Yeah. it's
Just for
been
you, your own place.
good. Yeah.
How is it?
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I was saying, this is what I was trying to say before the episode when I'm like, oh, you know, all these guys living in one place. I feel like it's hard for girls to do that.
Yeah.
It's
I
only
feel like
three of us.
it's
It's only three of us. We're just all here because.
and you
we're
should see him
recording an
arguing when you
Why?
guys
I
aren't
just
here.
think-
You should see him arguing on a regular.
Do you know what it is? I think we, like guys and girls, whatever, you argue, but guys bounce back quickly. Or like they take things,
100%.
but girls, it's kind of like, you know, you're just dirty. You're just like, nah, I can't.
Yeah,
I can't.
I think even Weber can confirm. If I'm dirty at Weber, I'll tell him straight. Yo, Weber, hey, do this. Or can you do this? And Weber will tell me the same.
And then it's just
Yeah.
subliminal jokes for the whole week.
And then it's jokes. We just diss each other, and that's it.
Could you
Yeah.
imagine if we were just like all the time just coming at each other? I just feel like it would get too, or like
Yeah.
I'm like very particular as a person, and I'm just like, Rahel this or this that.
Yeah,
don't
but
do that."
inevitable if you're living with someone, they're gonna piss you off. Even you can say, "Oh, I pull them up," like we deal with it in the moment. But those little things, like guy or girl, like they're still gonna build
There's
up.
the little stuff.
regardless.
Yeah, 100%. There's the little
I
stuff.
don't feel like that makes like that much of a difference.
But
don't know.
I think
I just think like I just think guys like have banter and they can
Let
if
it
they
out.
fight they can just like move on, like just the way they handle things in general. Whereas I feel like with girls sometimes it can just be a little bit like, you know, that's beef.
Maybe that's because guys are dumb.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whoa. hashtag males matter. Hashtag help a brother out.
Maybe they just. Nah, I'm not even gonna go there. I don't know.
Hey, say it.
Nah,
Say it.
say it.
Say
Say
it with
it.
your chest.
Do you know what it
Say
is?
it.
At a
with your
certain
chest.
point, even with girls, I just feel like you just get over it. Like I feel like when I was
Us?
younger, I could live with all my friends and do that. The older you get, it's just I think girls are more like I want my own space. I need my own, like, you know, we care more about like self-love routines and like just taking care of yourself and your space and all that stuff. Where I think guys are just kind of like it's not that deep.
My only thing I'd probably say is just like the only like thing I have is just cleanse, like being clean. The house has to be clean all the time.
All the time.
That's the only issue with me. But then I do get, the thing is, you have to understand, I do get lazy sometimes. So like that's where I understand, like, you know what I mean? I'm not like too crazy about it. But just cleaning is my main thing. So like if you're clean, I'm happy to live with you.
So living in a house full of boys, it's clean?
Go look at the house right now. You want to do a quick tour of the house or what?
I don't know. I feel like you guys did a BitterSweet special just before we came.
Nah,
Polished it
no.
up.
Hey,
give that-
I can vouch. I can vouch. These guys actually
It's
have
clean?
the house clean.
That's nice.
For real,
Always.
for real.
Me, I do a deep clean Friday. By the way,
Before the episode, this guy's in the sink. He's wiping something down.
Weber's 4 weeks behind vacuum and 5 weeks behind cleaning. Hey, give him the mic. Give him the mic. Give him the mic.
Hey, I haven't been home to do it. I've been busy. I've been out. I've been doing stuff.
He's a busy guy.
Raven likes to do the cleaning when I'm not home, just so he can tell me I'm 4 weeks behind, and then just say it.
But hey, I love saying it. That's the only reason I do it. But I feel like it's alright. It's like you get used to it, and but I think maybe even that one, like, getting your own place, I wouldn't mind experiencing that.
Yeah,
for
is
a
this
bit.
your first time living out of home?
Yeah,
Damn.
I like it. I feel like the advantage of it is like you're on your own schedule.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the biggest thing, like compared to living at home. When you're at home, it's like you got mama telling you do this, dad's telling you do this, you know. So you're just jumping all over the place. But let's move on to. Let's give you shout outs. Let's give you shout outs
Yeah.
before we go deep into the episode.
Okay.
Anyways, let's talk about the Sip and Paint event you threw. That was an amazing event.
Thank you so
I came
much.
a bit late. I had a nap. I slept in after work.
Can we just a bit? We have to call him out on this, Rahel.
Okay, go.
It started at 6:30. Rayan, you came through like
7:30?
nah. You came like
7:45?
8 something. No, he came 8 something.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
it was
you
before
did.
8. 7:45.
No, it was, nah.
7:45.
No,
I'd say.
I remember it was 8 because I remember looking. I swear I remember it was 8 something. Couldn't even. Like we had to find you a chair. We had to do all this. Quickly accommodate what's going on.
Hey,
That's standard.
But no, you came. He came.
I came through, boys. What are you saying? Personally,
did.
I
Where
came
were
through.
you?
These guys were
I was,
busy.
I
Where were
actually was
you?
busy. I
They
was
were
actually
both busy. They were both busy. Shana, I think. Shana.
Wait a minute, the invite. You
It
you
was
purchased a ticket, cuz. What are you on about?
Purchase a ticket. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I had a ball. Music, amazing.
Shout out to Christina.
Shout out to her.
Yeah.
I met her that day, and I seen her another time at another event actually recently after. She was DJing, amazing DJ. I'll give it up to her.
She's always like
Yeah.
killing it,
And she's down to earth. That's why I rate her.
Yeah.
Painting, I did alright. I sketched. I didn't paint. I don't like painting because I'm left-handed and I always get like.
There's a photo of you holding someone else's painting.
Is
I
that-
think
Yeah,
everyone's
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to claim that it was
No way. Is that
Yeah.
you claiming someone else?
wasn't
I
even
thought you
there.
did
But
that.
hey, I did caption that I didn't paint this when I posted. I reposted it on my
Did
thing.
you?
Yeah, I'm like I didn't paint this.
I
But
didn't see that.
painting amazing.
Yeah, Zion. She provided
Yeah.
the inspo paintings. You
Her
know
name-
Zion?
Nah, did I? Was she there?
No, she's in Ethiopia.
Oh, okay.
But she used to be like she was from Perth, moved to Melbourne, and then she started like this. Like she's an artist, and then she moved to Ethiopia and like opened
just
up her
living there
own
now.
studio thing.
Yeah.
And she's doing her thing. She's killing it.
Yeah, that's sick.
So I'm not gonna lie, Rabo came back to the event and he's like, "Boys, we gotta step up our game, man."
Yeah. We're gonna do an event. We'll think
You
about
just
it.
said that
Yeah,
you weren't going to do it.
Yeah.
No, I
I
said
asked
in the
you
future,
before.
in the long-term future.
Long
we're
run.
doing it. But what else do I have to say? I'm gonna keep the compliments coming. The
Before
snacks,
he grills us, you know.
the snacks, amazing.
Wintana did
The
that.
vibe, beautiful.
Yeah.
What else was that? Like the event was just a vibe. I rated it. Shout out to Daniel too.
The
photos.
photos. Noah, he was doing the video.
Noah
that's
did the
coming out,
videos. Can't wait to see the video as well.
Yeah.
And that was nice, man. I rated the event. Even the Daniel was there and Marwa from Disruption Podcast.
Yeah, they
Oh,
came.
yeah.
He's got to do an episode with them.
Coming
Suss
soon.
them out, man.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
proper. But yeah, man, how do you feel after doing the event? I want to ask you.
Crazy, man. I think me and Rahel have been like talking about doing because we were gonna do something and have like a little live podcast and do this, but then we were like, everybody's been in lockdown. Everyone just kind of wants to vibe and chill and just. I think we have too many like clubbing events and not enough events where people just get together.
Be creative.
So and just get to know each other. So I don't know. It turned out so well. I was so happy with it.
Yeah, it was such a like sense of community in the room with everyone. It was just so easy. Like the whole thing came together so easy. And after, I literally felt like I was high.
Girl, you were way. Hey, let me tell you, Rahel, man. I've never seen Rahel on a zone. Like, I didn't know why it does this to people. She was vibing.
Yeah,
She was
vibing.
enjoying
I was high
herself.
off the vibe. I wasn't even that drunk. You're so dramatic. I literally had like two. It was a sip and paint.
Yeah.
That's the
No, I know.
I don't understand
Yeah.
why no
But I think you sip, paint, sip, paint, sip,
But
paint.
she had so. Hey, I'm not saying there's not. I was saying you had fun. You look like you were enjoying yourself.
Yeah,
Like I feel like when Tara was stressing a little bit,
I'm
she
always
was running
stressing.
around. She was running around.
I'm always
and then-
stressing.
And then you're just like, you see Rahel just like, just walking around vibing out. Yo, what's up?
You should have seen like maybe 30 minutes before we started the event. The whole table, it was like a master chef in there. We were like trying to get the table set up. Rahal's running around putting the canvases up. It was just intense. And then when it happened, I was just like, you know, still kind of.
I think you were still built up from that maybe, because you were stressing out.
Really?
You were until you spoke to me, probably like, because I kicked back with you for a good like 5-10 minutes. Remember we were talking for a bit.
Yeah.
And like you were pretty chill, but like I still see you doing like one of these, like just looking around. You know what I mean? Like just
I think I'm just like
naturally
always,
you would if you're running an event.
100%.
I think I'm always.
But then
just
Rahel, she's just like, hey.
That's just our dynamic.
That's
That's our
literally it.
Dynamic. That's like the epitome of like when Tana and I, and bless her, because like if she wasn't like that, I don't know how much we would
But
get
it's
done.
good because I feel like I'm always overthinking and always stressing out, and Rahal's like, it's not that deep.
Yeah, you need that. You need that.
Balance,
Yeah.
Well, like, what inspired the event? Like, how, like, for example, let's say there's people out there that want to run an event. Maybe it's another podcast or they got their own channel, something going on. They want an event. How'd you guys put it together? Like, what was the master plan behind it? How'd you guys get it done?
Can we just say, guys, people need to know that there are a lot of organizations that need like content or need people to collaborate with them, because basically they have funding, especially like places like government or arts organizations, stuff like that. They have like money for programs. And I was working with do you guys know Samira she started Still Nomads back in the day. It was like her and Arij.
Maybe, yeah.
You know? Arij, yeah. So the radio thing, yeah, and Samira has her own radio thing now too. So Samira and I just like, we've always kind of been, she's the plug for me. And she always, so I was helping her do like a gallery exhibition. And from there, I knew the organization West Space. And that place is like in Collingwood. All of those places are like creative studios. So then I hit them up and was like, oh, you know, could we collab with you guys? And then they have the funding for it. You bring them the idea and you can make it happen.
That's nice.
And yeah, so it's like, I don't know, more people need to know about this stuff, but you just need to
100%.
reach out.
Yeah, we'll
the
get something
emailing
going.
is fucking crazy. It's a headache. Just like a trillion.
The
billion
talking
emailing
and
back
setting it
forth.
up and everything.
Yeah.
But
Tough.
they're usually always down to like, you know, support people, especially like smaller organizations or people doing things. And then, yeah, you just pitch it.
Wow, congratulations on that too. Shout out to you. Also, Melbourne Fashion Week. They're sitting there.
That looked hard.
That
yeah.
looked
It
proper.
insane, yeah.
That looked proper.
Guys.
How did that happen?
Guys.
Why did that happen? And damn, how'd you get that?
Can we just say, Rahel, please, last year, 2021, we were talking about it, Collective Closets, they had this thing. You know those girls, Collective Closets in North Melbourne?
Where they're located?
They have like their own. Like,
Yeah. I've seen you modeling for them.
They did like a panel there, and then me and Rahel like, wow, we need to do something like this. Is crazy. And pretty much they have like this they have like a program on their, like they have like this application program online pretty much, and it was like people, if you like, they recently added panels, so the lady hit us up and was like, do you guys want to do
A live podcast. Yeah.
And then from there, we just made it happen. Like, we came up with the idea of how it would relate to fashion, brought like, you know, models and like different people that we thought would be good. And then we just sent them the thing.
Oh, so you organized the panel, like that's crazy.
We organized the panel,
Okay.
but they came up to us and asked us if we want to do like some sort of panel. But for people that want to do something like that, Melbourne Fashion has like a like every year when the festival comes, you just apply for it.
Yeah. You just have to have the
No way,
idea.
that's sick.
It's like what you were saying before. Like stuff like this, it's so crazy how you just pitch it, and you don't know like what type of opportunities come from that. And then if they say no, then usually they'll be like, oh, but you know, check this person, like type of thing. So yeah, it just like fell into place.
That's insane. Wow, congratulations on all your achievements. You're killing it.
Thank you. It was good. That
Hashtag, hey,
episode,
Hashtag.
MGM. No. BGM.
What's that?
Black Girls Magic.
Black Girl Magic.
Black
Okay.
Girls Magic.
Hashtag Black Girl Magic. Hashtag Black Women Empowerment.
Okay.
You know
Black
the
women
vibes.
empowerment.
Hey, we're doing all right with the women empowerment. We had back-to-back guests. So 2 weeks
Yeah,
in
facts.
a row.
Oh.
But still, 70% of our viewers are mainly
Male,
males.
yeah.
And 80% of our subscribers, and I think males are 2.
Do you think that just is because you guys are males?
100%. We're a male
Yeah.
podcast, but the thing is, a lot of women like it. Like they genuinely enjoy it. You could tell. Like there's certain stuff they like, and our like female viewers, I think they just come
watch
to
it for Raver.
Ooh, why?
Nah, we're fine.
No one watches it for me.
He's a ladies man, yeah.
This is the ladies man here. Burn City Prince. But sorry, ladies. Hey, he's taken. He's out of the market. We'll talk about relationships a little bit later.
Yeah.
But I was watching your recent episode, and I'm like, I felt like you went a bit too hard.
Which one was this?
The one about sex.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, not the sex bit.
Let's talk about it.
At the start, you went for Joe Rogan a bit too hard, and I feel like you're a bit too hard on Joe Rogan.
I feel like that was pretty fair.
You were fair. She was going hard. But the thing is, at the same time, you said a couple of things. Sometimes we're help. You know, when I watch the episodes, I'll be real with you because I like you. Sometimes I think you got to stay firm with your opinion and just say everything with your chest. Because there's times you're just like, yeah, and then you just, I'm like, yo, I know you want to say something.
That's because I say shit and then I just get roasted. I always get roasted. People think I'm like too harsh or I don't want to be too black and white. Because everything, and I don't even, with Joe Rogan, I don't even know who he is. But I was saying that he's like shit, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
like, I think it's as much as it's important to stick to your guns, it's also like, I don't want to be like problematic.
I don't know, there's sometimes I'm just like, just keep saying what you're saying. Because there's episodes you talk, and then you'd be like, yeah, when Tana would be like, I know, but, and then you'd be like, yeah, and then you just give up. And I'm like, you can keep going, low key. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like you have sometimes you just doubt yourself. But like even with the Joe Rogan, I feel like you were a bit too harsh on him.
What will we say? Like I remember
like him saying the N-word, for example.
Yeah.
Like, and you could tell this was done by an agenda. Like what he does is, I feel like I don't watch him like on a ritual basis. I don't watch him like that. But I'm telling you, he's got beneficial episodes. I'll give it up to him. This guy is a genuine guy that wants to listen, and what's so great about him is he asks the questions that people are thinking about. Like, yo, if you get someone that does astrology, he doesn't know what astrology is, but he has those little things like, yo, doesn't this happen? Or like, you know what I mean? Like, you ask him stuff that we'd be thinking about with that. And like, I don't know, some of the things were taken out of context with him saying the N-word, and you can tell it was done for an agenda. They wanted to get rid of it, like, they wanted to shut him up because he's bigger than these news platforms. You know that. No one watches the news anymore. No one believes the news because we realize the news is a lie most of the time.
I don't think it was that though. The conversation wasn't just, oh, Joe Rogan did this and that. Joe Rogan is specifically only on Spotify, right? And
artists getting the money, yeah.
The artists are not getting that, like the way that they're not getting a cut. He's out here saying, even him saying nigger was like years ago. He came out and he apologized
100%.
about that. But it's the fact that artists are getting paid a portion, not even a portion, they're getting nothing compared to what he's getting. And then we were talking about how India Ari came on and was like, take me off Spotify. I'm not making money.
That was dumb.
Here
she just lost all money she was making.
No, she probably wasn't making enough.
Yeah.
Like, she's probably making nothing, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, for her, she's like, you know, you got people like this coming on and you're supporting this kind of platform, but you guys are out here like not doing the same.
Okay. I'd say to disagree with that, why it's such a big deal was he's the biggest podcast in the world. No doubt. Every single week, there's 1 million people or more watching his episodes. An artist drops a song every 3-4 months, max, at the best. And it drops an album every couple years, for example. So they're not bringing that 3, 4, 5 million every single week to Spotify. And with him joining Spotify, they probably made way more than that contract he gave. Like, I don't know how much there was, a couple $100 million that he got. He probably brought way more people over from YouTube to the Spotify. So it's a win-win for Spotify and it's a win-win for him.
Didn't they, at the end of the day, didn't Spotify just remove those episodes where he was saying...
I think they removed it. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, I feel like he's went a bit too harsh.
What did we say that was too harsh besides that? Because I feel like I said, like, fair things about Joe Rogan.
No, with the music, it's like he shouldn't be getting this much. Statistically wise, he racks up millions and millions of views every week. If you calculate it, let's just say every week he drops how many episodes? 1 or 2? Let's just say 2 episodes a week, okay?
Yeah.
Or we'll say 1, for example. That's 52 episodes
But
a
we
year.
didn't say he shouldn't be getting this much. I just said he shouldn't have said those things on the platform, and Spotify should be like we were talking, because also what Spotify was doing. Do you remember a couple months ago when the whole, like, you know how they do the recap thing, how everyone the wrap up thing? So there was this whole thing on their, this girl on Twitter, she was an intern for them. And she was a black woman talking about how she came up with that whole concept. Spotify didn't pay her anything for it, finished her internship, she bounced, and then they used that whole thing. And then on top of that, you have artists that you're not paying, but then you have this guy that you're promoting saying nigga, da 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 da. So then I think they went and removed those episodes, which is like, he shouldn't, if he's capitalizing off that and this is what your platform is about, like you shouldn't be, we didn't say anything about Joe Rogan. Like,
you did at the start. Then you slowly
you need to
shifted
run
your
that
opinion.
episode again.
We can run the episode back.
I said
Here's a clip of them hating on him.
I can't say he's a racist. I don't maybe he still holds racist value or beliefs or whatever. But it's like, you said those things. Yeah. Once upon a time, maybe you've grown and whatever. But I just feel like at the same time, when you really deep it, he's a rich, powerful white man in America. What table are you sitting at, really?
I know, straight up.
But I feel like, look, with that, people do make mistakes in the past, say stuff like that, and they shouldn't really be punished as hard for mistakes in the past if you learn from it and apologize for it.
Yeah, there's room for growth.
Do you know what I'm saying?
He gives me the energy of the type of guy that would be.
And you're white male, you're saying a lot of that. He's a white guy, this, that.
Because he is.
Because he is. At the end of the day, he is a white guy that can probably get away with a lot of things that he does say.
And his audience would just be men, mainly.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that he said nigger a long time ago, okay, whatever, but I'm saying he gives me the energy of someone that is behind closed doors. If he wasn't pulled up about it, he doesn't care. He's just trying to be PC.
But to be honest, you can't judge someone based on what you feel their energy is.
Unless
you know for a fact,
yeah.
it's an unfair judgment, you know.
He's a down earth guy. He's a comedian. He's good friends with a bunch of African Americans. He's a down earth guy. I don't think that's his views. And even when he was saying it, he wasn't saying it to degrade the black race.
He said other weird shit.
Yeah, he said shit about you walking there. It's the planet of the apes. Da, da, da. He was saying some really fucked up things.
You know what it is? At the same time too, it's I'm not gonna say I agree with him, but I think when you record that much worth of content, he talks for 2-3 hours some of his episodes, and he's talked for years. For 10, he's been doing how many years? 10, 15 years. He's bound to slip up. I reckon if you go back to some of our videos, you're gonna catch me slipping up, 100%. Do you know? And obviously my values do, my for example, my opinions do change on things. And let's just say if I did slip up, I can apologize for that, 100%.
Yeah.
I think we're humans in the day, and that's a part of it.
Yeah.
You know, just because everything's being documented now and everything's being stored, doesn't mean I'm the same person. Because when I recorded that video in 2005,
Brown, I just don't think slipping up and saying shit like that is the same thing. So at the end of the day, we can say that he's grown because it was such a long time ago and he's a different person. But no doubt he was thinking that kind of stuff back then. Because if you're saying stuff like calling black people apes, niggers, da-da-da, you think that. So moving forward, you've moved. We shouldn't judge who he is because his content he does have good content. He brings people on and he informs a lot of people about stuff. But the shit he was saying was fucked up and they removed 100%. It. And that's it. We move on.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm going to make the title of this BitterSweet go for Joe Rogan, this episode.
I don't even care about Joe Rogan. Oh my gosh. I don't.
Joe Rogan and BitterSweet beef, what?
Yeah. That'd be a sick title. That'd be a sick title. I'll make a crazy thumbnail for it too. And just have you two in the front and just him in the background. Anyways, I want to talk to you a little bit about the episode as well. Going on, you all spoke about, sexual relations and stuff like that. Damn, man. I'm not going to lie to you. Give me a moment, because I want to say this perfectly. I don't want to say this wrong.
I'm looking at him dead in the eye.
I know.
Yeah.
Who are these guys that you're dating, man? Well, these guys doing you wrong. I feel like that.
That's not what I'm not even I don't even feel like we were specifically
you won't talk about yourselves personally.
Individual experience.
I know, but I don't know. There was little disses, little disses and stuff.
But it's true though. Men don't know how to have sex. They don't. Most they're not taught how to. That was our point. Yeah. They're in society, and I talk to a lot of men, not specifically, and not who genuinely think the way that they have sex that women enjoy that, or don't even know that most women don't have orgasms and stuff.
I definitely agree with you, and one thing I agreed with you too when you said about how porn damaged that, and I think porn is the most dangerous, like literally thing on the earth right now. One of the most dangerous things. They'd say like it's killing people, this generation, mentally, physically, spiritually, everything. What it's done is like it's so.
I was like reading a thing. It was saying like pornography today is like the modern day brothel. Like, but like for everyone has access to it, no matter what age you are. And like it's just so toxic. Like it influences your mind, influences how men see women, how women see men, how men see men. Whatever it is, like it's just like it's messed, And like I don't know. I'm a big.
That's one thing I agree with you on.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty.
Yeah.
Like, when you spoke about that, I'm like, I agree with you 100% on that. Like how bad it is. But do you think it has it? I don't think it does. It's not as bad on like women compared to men. But do you think it does have an influence on women as well?
I think it would just have an influence on people in general. Like if you're watching something that's not realistic and you're trying to like practice it, that's just not what it is. It's the same as like movies. I was talking about. Sorry, I'm talking with my hands. It's like when you watch movies and the way that they have sex scenes. I think like people that are brought up in that, you're watching that. It's just not what it is, and it's not what it's expected to be either. And I've watched a lot of like sex therapists talk and stuff, and they always say how people try to like replicate that, or when they have sex they feel like it's not normal because it's just not what they're seeing, when it's like it's just not black and white like that. And that's why I think a lot of men then have this ego of like, oh yeah, like I made like I had good, like I know how to have sex, I know how to do this, and they don't take feedback right or any sort of criticism because it bruises their ego.
Yeah, and I remember because we were talking about it based off that Gwyneth Paltrow show, Love, Sex and Goo.
Yeah.
Which makes me cringe because she's so cringe. But anyway, they were just saying that it's like anything, it's like work. It's something that you have to work on, and people don't realize that because something like the porn industry makes it like, okay, this is just how it's supposed to be. Like you just do it and it's good. But no, people are different. What people want is different. All of that, it's all different. So it's important to understand that when you go into any type of relationship, like period, it's just toxic. That's what I think.
It's not even going to be the same as your last relationship. You can't just expect to do that and be like, oh, well, the girl I was with before loved this. It's a different person.
And our point was like, sex ed and all of this stuff, we're just not taught about it, and people don't talk about it because it's so shameful. So it's just like people are out here cheating and stuff because they're not having good sexual relationships. But it's like, I wonder why people are cheating. Because no one's having good sex.
No, people are just fried.
Yeah, I mean, people are...
I was going to say, like, I think people, like, when they, like I'm, like, massive anti-cheating. Like, it's crazy. But, like, I think people don't cheat because they just, like, it's not just the sex that makes people cheat. Like, I think it's, and I think when it comes to sex, there's a lot of, like, emotion involved, clearly. So, like, I feel like if there's like, you have to build a great emotional, healthy relationship, and that's what like cancels out cheating that's what has good sex over time,
I feel like that's just part of it though. Like obviously it's not just about sex, but like having a good emotional connection and having a good sexual connection are two completely different things. And people just tend to think like, oh, just because I'm like emotionally like close to this person, that means we're gonna click. But that's not always the case.
And I was gonna say, like, I don't think sex should be looked at as like a work thing, like a workout, like gym, like, I'm gonna go, work this out, I'm gonna get better and better over time.
I think she meant work as in like something you work on, develop.
But I feel like if you love your partner, you're gonna value that regardless.
But it's not about you can value it, but you could just have completely different sex languages, and that's the problem. Like something might turn you on that won't be for your partner, and it's like if you don't communicate that and find a way that works for both of you, then it's just not gonna work out. Even if you can love them, but it's just not gonna work. You have to be willing to hear them out.
Yeah. And that's a massive like part of what's missing in a lot of people's like sex lives. And it's obviously not any type of justification to like go cheat and stuff like that, because a lot of people are just satisfied and they're happy and blah blah blah. But I feel like it's a conversation that should be had.
I don't know, when you guys talk to you guys have your little boys club talks.
Why'd you turn to me? Why don't you turn to him?
Do you guys feel like a lot of guys are always saying like, yeah, they're having good sex? If that is it, like, or do you feel like they're saying? I feel like
naturally guys, it's like guys just hype themselves up.
That's what I'm saying.
Regardless.
Yeah. Do you guys even talk about it?
But no, I don't think like I don't come over here and be like, yo, this is that. Like, I have no reason to, you know. Me personally, my relationship with my partner, whatever, my sex life is, whatever it is, I keep that personal. That's an intimate thing.
Don't kiss and tell.
Yeah, I have no reason to share that with anyone, because how I see it, if I share that with someone, I don't want that person if they know my partner, I don't want them visualizing what I'm doing with my partner. I don't want them to when someone tells you something, sometimes you can visualize it. I don't need that. Like, and I don't know, I find it like it's very intimate and personal. So I keep whatever happens in my relationship stays in my relationship. But like as guys or with the boys, like my boys are different, but me personally, I don't feel a need to share anything.
Yeah.
But I know guys that will come, yo, I go with this chick on the weekend. I went crazy, this is that time. They're giving time duration. They're giving, you know, whatever. But like, it's just, I don't know. Like, each guy's different, but I feel like guys hype themselves up crazy.
That's so funny to me, because I feel like girls talk about
we
it.
talk about it. It's such a
not like like that, but it's more talking about like, you know, was it good? Like, you know, stuff like that.
Like, it's actually like a proper constructive conversation.
Yeah, it's a constructive conversation.
Let's break this down.
Let's break it down.
That's
like,
crazy.
this is not this happened. We talked about this is like this. Like, but we're not. Like, I can see how I feel like guys. It makes sense that you're like, oh, they'll visualize it, because I feel like guys are just kind of weird like that. Like, they're not sometimes a bit immature to sit there and have that kind of conversation.
Hey, just say you guys hate men.
I don't hate men.
Just
BitterSweet podcast, hate men.
hate men. That's the caption. Hey.
That's the caption.
I don't know about all of that, guys. Come on, we love men.
I'm joking.
No,
But what's it called? I just
Rahel just turned in disappointment, and I seen you just blink like.
Yeah, it's like that's why I'm always like,
you're like.
I preface everything I always say. I'm always like, not all men, not all men, not all men.
Of course. I know you do.
It's just for the majority, men are not like, they can't, like you just said, they can't sit there and have that kind of conversation.
But I don't know, man. I feel like that's not an appropriate conversation to have.
Why not?
If it's
So let me
constructive,
just say
of
this.
course
Let me
it
say
is.
this. I'm sitting with my boys. All right, guys. Anyways, I took her clothes off. Then I did this. Then I did
But
this.
that's not how we're
That's a
talking
conversation.
about it.
And then that's how men are gonna picture. That's like how else? What else are you thinking about in that moment?
Which is
What?
why you're proving our point.
No,
Which
but
is
what
like,
else are you gonna talk about? Like what? How are you gonna constructively break it down?
like, let's say you guys are having like not like you have a good like solid friendship group. You guys actually want to talk about, look, me and my girl, we're not having like there's a rut in your relationship, in your sex life, and you're like, I don't know how to, like, what's going on. And then maybe your boy can be like, oh, look, I can relate because this and this happened to me this time. Maybe blah blah blah. You could talk about this with her.
So like when you're like
It's like seeking advice.
so let's change it. Like when you're married, are you gonna talk about your sex life with your friends?
Probably.
Dang, okay.
Okay,
not
that's
gonna-
something
it's
I'll.
not- it's not- the
That's
thing
something
is-
I'll like. I'll
Can't
completely
do. Yeah.
agree with.
But I don't think
Maybe with that, I might maybe do some research on her and stuff. It's Joe. But hey, all I'm saying, I'm joking. But hey, all I'm saying is, with that, let's just. Hey,
You know, your guys say they hype themselves up.
Yeah.
that was a living representation
I
of
just
that.
like I did an example of it right now.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, let's just say once I do, like, I'm married, I'll do obviously research, personal research or whatever, if I can improve it, obviously, if that's something. But it's not something I'd speak about. I feel like that's a very private thing.
I feel
Do you know
like
what I mean?
guys, I feel like in general, guys don't do that. That's what I'm saying. But I think when we do it, it's not like like I'm telling you about my personal shit with my man. It's not like that. It's about, I need, like, this is happening and we're going to have a conversation about it. It's not like I'm just reporting back to Rahel, oh shit, it was crazy. Da, da, da. It's not like that.
Yeah.
It's like if something comes up or like we want to talk about how things are going for a certain reason, then I feel comfortable enough to go to my girls and talk about it.
And I feel
But,
like that's
yeah.
how you can like normalize things as well. Like if so you just don't feel so like there's something wrong with you if you're not having like a great sex life or you're not just accepting it like, oh, this is just normal. Like,
But yeah, me going to my friend do you think he's gonna give me like crazy advice when I can just research this with a professional, like online?
well, it depends
But
what
you
your
can
friendship
research
group
it as
is.
well. But like sometimes when you research as well, it's like generic answers unless you actually go and seek professional
Yeah.
advice. Like it's not like we don't sit here and research. We read the stuff online, but it's always like very.
Have you ever been to therapy?
Nah,
No.
I want to though. It looks
I actually
very
have.
like.
I would have thought Rahel would have went for therapy, not for sexual therapy, but just like you seem like you just seem like you'd be someone that go to therapy.
Yeah, I'd definitely be open to it, but I don't know. It's not like priority of mine.
Yeah.
But no,
You've never done therapy?
never. Why are you saying that?
I don't know. You just feel like someone that likes to like you'd go to therapy. That you seem like someone.
Go to therapy.
Do you know what I mean?
What are you implying here?
Can you explain what you mean by that?
Because like she'd like to like go to someone that's a professional and speak about, for example, things in her life and get professional feedback.
Yes, I would love to go to
There's
therapy.
nothing wrong with it. But I'm just saying, like, Rahel seems like that kind of person that would go to therapy.
Why?
I just said why, man.
I just don't understand.
Like, no. No, I don't know, like.
Let's just agree to disagree.
Let's just agree to disagree.
Say something and then he feels bad about it.
Let's just.
No, but you can see why I can say, like,
I know what
can
you
say.
mean.
She knows what I mean.
I
That's
know
what I'm saying.
I feel like
It's
everyone should go to
alright.
therapy.
No, because you're just like making it seem like you two are both making it seem like it's a rude thing what I said.
Yeah.
No, I'm not making it seem like I'm just curious. Like I want to know why you
Same.
would think that. It just doesn't
So why?
I just said the reason why, cuz.
I'm being legit.
He's taking the piss.
This guy, bro. Yeah, bro. I think we need to go to therapy if we're talking trophies.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so what we were saying? That'd be sick. I was actually thinking that of like doing an episode where we get an actual therapist and we just lie down on those beds and we just vent to them and that's an episode.
That would just be like an act though.
No, real, like be
No, like
real.
a proper one. Yeah, that
Yeah,
would be
proper one. Just do an episode and like get a therapist, everything.
good. Me,
Get
we
a
kind of want to
psychologist.
get a sex therapist
Yeah,
on
like to come
BitterSweet. Straight
No
up.
way.
I
What are they
would
going
love
to talk about?
Just talk about
Sex.
these
How to have good
questions.
We're gonna talk about sex
The
right now.
the questions that come up, like people that are having like issues in their sex life or
Yeah.
like kind of stuff.
That's crazy.
I think, I don't know, maybe we're different. I can't speak for all guys, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, I feel like guys don't think like that when it comes to sex.
Yeah.
Because
That's
that's
a
what
problem
it
then.
is.
If they don't think like that, they're probably not thinking like that because they're out here just like thinking that their girl is
Literally wrong though. That's what it is though. Guys think that they literally do that and then they're like, yeah, we had sex.
Anyways, for our viewers under 18, yeah, this is what happened when BitterSweet podcast jump on. What are you gonna say? Say
Nothing,
it.
no.
Say it. I know
On
you're
the
gonna
back,
say something.
I actually wasn't.
Anyway,
But all right, you wanna jump over to another topic?
all right, let's
Why
go.
are you uncomfortable?
Huh?
Are you uncomfortable?
No, I'm happy to talk about it if you want to continue talking
No,
about it.
we've already done an episode on it.
Yeah, they did an
Go
episode.
check it out.
No,
Yeah,
check
episode.
out
Go
the
check out the
check out
episode.
the link for the episode. I was gonna
Check
say.
it out.
Put the link in the bio. So, anyways, you came on the other episode, on
Yeah.
our episode,
Yeah.
and he's got a bit of criticism.
I think we got a lot of
Yeah.
criticism.
A lot of
actually.
criticism?
People were coming for us.
And
For me,
People were
especially
coming for you,
For
Vinny.
me, I was
Yeah.
like,
was that your first time getting open criticism like that? Because
I
it seems like it was, because we're used to criticism a lot. Even our comment section always give it to us.
nah.
We're fine with it.
Yeah.
But like, how do you feel about getting that? Like,
I feel like there was criticism. I could say criticism. People were actually coming for me.
There's like hate.
They
It
were
was like
coming
hate.
for me. I look at
Yeah.
her, da da da. Or you're not even all that. Someone was talking about my wig. I was like, damn, these people
Hey,
really hate
hey.
for me.
don't worry, I was prepared. I got some hate comments that you've received and
somebody-
on our platform.
Hey, let's like, it's like
Can we
reading
just,
mean
can we also
tweets.
just
Yeah,
say
you know,
though,
reading
Yeah,
mean
the
tweets.
reading mean
Guys,
tweets.
can we just say before we continue this, yeah? When we went on that episode with you guys, talking trophies and BitterSweet, the relationship was fresh. So
Yeah, it
we were
was
all
new.
there, like,
Think we're gonna be
miskin,
proper,
da, da,
yeah.
da, da. We came in. These guys roasted us straight away. So you ladies have not in relationships, but you want to give out relationship advice. I'm thinking, okay, this is what we're doing.
Hey, but we're real.
And then you came on our episode another time talking about, oh yeah, nah, I don't go into relationships. I don't date. And I'm just like,
Do you like we were being ourselves? Like, what's wrong with that?
no. You were coming for us.
I
but
never,
you
we never came.
Nah,
for
no,
you.
we didn't come for you guys.
And,
Come on.
Winter, I feel like you
Dragged,
had. That's just
dragged.
sweet.
Yeah, what do you mean?
That was dragged.
No.
That's
Like, we weren't
dragged.
like out there like, oh my god, I'm gonna. We don't think
We
we
write a
make.
list like this is what we're gonna
Yeah.
say to shut down BitterSweet podcast.
Yeah, we don't do that. Like, we just.
No.
We're having
I'm
fun.
just saying. I wasn't expecting that, and I came on,
What
and
do
I
you
was
expect us
just
to be more professional and stuff?
a little bit more like, a little bit not even professional, but just like when you first meet people for the first time, it's like.
That's
Hey, how you going? My name's Damien. This is
Yeah.
Rayan.
Very
Welcome
friendly. He
to
said,
North
nah,
Melbourne.
let me
I
come
I
for
think
these
you know
girls.
that's the thing. I think with that, he's good at making. He's the best at making first impressions. I'm probably the worst at making first impressions because I'm so like I just be myself straight away. Like I'm straight 100 with you. That's how I am. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that's even Rahel was getting grips with it at the start. She's like, "What's wrong with you? Like you're so nice, but like you're always putting us down." But then you know what I mean? Like I support you 100%. But
Yeah,
like,
no, I get it. It's jokes.
it's not even jokes, but like it's like I don't know. That's how it is with me. Like we're always 100 with you.
In a way, that's
Yeah.
our love. Like,
No,
our love is
that's
that's
how I
our
love.
comfort.
I'll show love.
All I'm saying is I came on not expecting, but you guys came with just like guns blazing straight away. Just came for us.
What about what was your impression of Sean?
Oh yeah, he
That
was
day.
cool. He was cool until he said that. You know, a guy. What did he say? Girls can cheat, but a guy can't cheat, or a guy can cheat, girls can't cheat.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
Hey. Let's read through.
Let's go read.
You wanna read?
Let him read it out.
You're gonna read them out.
Weebo, you can
So
get a
you
zoom in on them.
Yeah. So you can read. Read them out loud too. The mics. Put the mics in.
And look at the camera as you read it.
You're not all that. Stop it. Whoever hitting you up is doing you a favor. Act right. Wait, I want to skip to the one where
Keep going. Read them all. Read them all.
get over yourself. I would say if you post a chair, I will ask you where you get it from. Doesn't mean I want to be in bed with you. Why are you posting a chair? What the fuck? Why are you posting a chair? What the fuck? Yeah, I read that one. Why are you posting a chair? She needs to humble herself. I remember that one. Bro, who gave this girl this confidence? Who's that one? The girl in the black just sat just down for haps, man. Damn! I never saw that one. He was talking about you.
That's something.
Bro, what do you mean? You missed the one that someone was like, go fix your wig. I was so...
I'm not gonna lie to you. I saw that, but I'm just like, bro. I'm like, it's not like necessary.
That one, I was like, damn. All these guys are just haters. I went on the accounts. I'm like, what is it? All like
All
spam
fake accounts. They
fake
spam,
accounts.
yeah.
Burner accounts.
Burners.
That
was actually the funniest
Because
thing.
I remember seeing when you posted it, and I was like, "Oh, cool!" You know, it was like it
was
wasn't-
blowing
it
up,
was-
like,
it was new.
doof, doof,
Like when I first put it, and I saw it, put it away. I was watching a show with my cousin. Come back on, roasted. I couldn't believe it. And then I checked it for a few days, and then I'm just like, nah, I actually don't care anymore.
It's part of it. I think when you put yourself out there, you gotta have like get criticism. I always get criticism on the internet. They always give it to us, but it's fun. Like we enjoy it. Like
Yeah.
What's
I
the
think
worst
it's
thing
so-
you've gotten?
Yeah.
No, they came for this guy for the most funniest
like one
thing.
time I was just scratching
He was
my
fixing,
leg, like, I was fixing my thing and I was like doing this.
and everyone's like, "Hey guys, go to 0.57. He's scratching his nuts."
They literally did that, and I just laughed about it. I was like, yeah, this is what it is. We banter about it too.
Yeah. That's funny.
But I feel like you know what it is. Like
Oh, this one, I love this comment. Is it just me or does everyone just making a dead podcast these days?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my
Remember.
god. Or when people like talk shit about Australia jumping on the
Yeah.
bandwagon.
100%.
Have you seen that one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
they're doing it now. I'm like,
But like, that was probably your first time getting crazy, like open criticism. Like
I
that.
don't call it criticism.
Hate,
I think it's just
hate.
hate.
Okay,
yeah.
let's just say hate.
Yeah.
He's got hate. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like it was a good experience you got from getting it?
Yeah, I feel like to be honest, at the start I was shocked. I was just like a bit not hurt, but I was like, you know, oh
Overwhelmed
shit.
by, like,
Yeah,
oh my
it's like
God,
whoa,
yo,
people
yeah.
are really coming for me. But then I was kind of like, you know, low key. I saw all the girls in the comments being like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I said what I said.
100%.
Yeah.
Of
Yo,
course.
you know, I realized girls hype up other girls,
That's
but
why I love
guys
them.
say nothing.
Yeah, 100%. Guys will never have your back, but girls will always be like, oh, they're the hype.
But guys on a podcast will sit there and they'll like, let's say for example, all like three, maybe I won't use you guys, but like let's say we're watching a podcast of just men, they're all jumping, yeah, bro, yeah, I get it, even if they're saying some dumb shit. Where like girls will literally be like, nah, I don't really agree with that, and they'll have like a back and
I
forth.
see that sometimes. Sometimes I agree too. I feel like it's the same. It's very similar.
But you'll see more girls disagreeing with you. Like I don't really see podcasts of guys where they're disagreeing with each other.
Yeah, okay.
But to be honest, in saying that, I feel like we all have like a similar like
Mindset.
yeah, literally. But
Yeah.
I feel like you two actually have like, this is why you guys can like have different perspectives on things, because you guys are different.
Literally,
I feel like a lot
very
more different.
But a lot
Yeah.
of people, remember when we first started recording, we used to be very like, yeah, I get that. Yeah. And then a lot of people were like, you guys just like say the same shit. And then eventually we'll kind of like, all right, let's just actually be more open with how
Be
we
vocal
feel.
about it, yeah,
And
that's
then,
the-
yeah.
The girl in the black is down, perhaps. That one killed me. That one
She's just there
killed
for vibes.
I didn't even see that, bro.
me. It's
What
on the
fuck?
YouTube. It's on the YouTube.
Oh, what the? I don't know, man. I'm not scared of that type of criticism. The
Yeah.
only type of criticism I'd be scared of if it's true. Like if I fucked up or if
because
I'm always like I'm not actually cautious at all. I just say whatever I want, but I don't know everything. Like I literally don't, and I will definitely slip up. And I've slipped up in past episodes as well. Like I've said some problematic things, and no one has like pulled me up on it. But listening back, I'm like, fuck, you know, like if someone did, then that's fair enough.
What did you say?
Yeah, what'd you say?
Oh my god!
Come on, say it.
I just want to know.
What did you say?
It's
We'll bleep it for you if you really don't want to hear it. Like,
well, it was an episode that we were doing on body image, and I was just saying some shit, and Wintana was disagreeing with me, but me, like, just being me, I was like, oh, men don't deal with the same, like, body image issues as women. And then I was like, specifically black men, because all black men have, I'm like, you know, all black men out here, they've all got good bodies. You know, I was just saying some shit where it's just like, that's so invalidating to so many people's experiences. And of course, black men have issues with their bodies because they are expected to be at this standard, you know?
100%.
So I was just like, bro, like, that was so dumb. But that was like when we first started recording, and as soon as I said it, someone actually did pull me up and they were like, that was just like wrong. Know, that was wrong. And I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah. So that's what I'm like cautious of, you know, like I'd always but that's like, we've got the balls to have a like podcast.
Say what
you know?
have fun.
Yeah,
have
it
fun
takes a
with
lot,
it,
like,
make
you
your
just-
mistakes, say what you say.
Yeah.
Say controversial stuff if you want to say it. You know? It's a part of it.
Just move on from it.
Yeah, it's a part of the journey.
You can't be too like, you know, you can't hold
PC
back.
or like too
But on the real, like, just like on a serious note, for the guy that made that comment, yo, that girl in the black's down for haps.
Oh God.
Are you down for haps?
Oh my god.
That comment.
I'm joking.
I'm not even gonna address
I
it.
know, 100%. Anyways, but I feel like, you know why it was good for you? Because you are like a really safe space podcast. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the majority of your viewers are women. They're very supportive. You know, oh my God, we love what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. It's not like, yo, that was a dead episode. I don't think you would get someone like blatantly saying that to you. I feel like.
Yeah, probably unless it's like not our audience. I feel like our audience are really our audience.
Yeah, that's the thing. So you got that thing, and I feel like it was really good for you, even like personally, to get that criticism. Hey.
Yeah, I don't think it was criticism. I feel like criticism is like you're criticizing actually like what I'm saying, but this is just you're just coming for us.
I feel like it was good for you, but like personally.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I was just like bitch took it all.
Yeah, I know, but like I'm saying, like, do you agree with me, like saying like, yo, I needed.
I mean, do you know what it is?
Experience that?
For me, it's kind of like, if let's say you were to ever go viral or you were to ever get big, like at some point, if we get to that point, like, you know, people are not gonna like, not everybody's gonna agree. We're not gonna have this small community that are just always like loving BitterSweet. We'll have that always, but then the bigger you get, the more people that don't really agree with your content are going to come on. So I guess, it's preparing me for that. But like, it was still a bit of a shock. I'm sensitive.
Yeah, I feel like you were at the start. You're like, yo.
I'm just a sensitive person in general. So when things like that, I'm like, shit, okay. But then I was like, fuck these people.
Don't worry, you will get big. We'll see you in LA instead of doing the LA fashion show. Having a live podcast episode there.
We'll have like a debate. We're talking trophies, you know, collab in LA.
That'd be a crazy episode. Anyways, you know what? Since you are a podcast about relationships, let's talk about relationships.
Let's do it.
Can you give us an update on yourselves?
A relationship update?
Status?
Mind your business.
Damn.
I've been in a relationship.
No way.
Should we give a clap to her?
You really did all that. Oh my God.
How are you feeling?
I don't know. I
fresh?
It's fresh.
Very fresh?
Oh, not that fresh, but yeah. I don't know. I haven't been in a relationship for a long time.
Yeah.
So it's weird. I feel like it's actually hard to get out of like a single mindset. To be honest, when you've like been like single for such a long time. So but it's good.
Damn, congratulations
so
on
now,
that.
like, are you gonna not give us as much shit when we give like?
Nah, that's why. Because the next part was gonna be relationship advice. That's why. So I just wanted to do a quick warm up. We kind of told us mind your own business, but this is a live this is an actual podcast.
That was did that come off hostile, by the way? I feel
that
like everybody
really intense. I'm just like, let her be for a bit. Let her
That wasn't slick.
Yeah, that wasn't even slick.
Mind your business.
No,
that came off a bit.
This is why I can't do banter, because I think people just like take me
that one time.
That wasn't that didn't.
Oh, was that banter?
That was
that
banter.
came out so.
Dang.
That was
so how
not
would
banter.
you have redone it if it was banter? Like, show me your version of banter.
So do it again.
What's your relationship status?
Mind your business. Something like that. Like I just laugh.
I think I was smiling. I was like, mind your business.
You're like, mind your business.
Get out of here, man. Don't worry, people are gonna.
We'll replay it right now.
A relationship update.
Status.
Mind your business.
And then they just seen you saying, "See how damn you came off pretty rude."
Nah, I wasn't trying to be rude. I was just trying to be
anyways,
like, hey, mind your business.
It's okay if you're angry, but
hey, it's alright. Yeah, like that's why we let Rahel speak a bit on her happy relationship.
No, I just literally knew that from the pause. I was like, you guys know. So.
Did you guys know Rahel was in a relationship?
No.
I felt like our response was so awkward. So I was like,
no.
Just say it.
That's why we asked you about how it is. Yeah.
You guys are
That's
annoying.
a crazy hoodie.
Relationship reveal, bittersweet.
but we do have an update for you.
Okay.
He's cuffed up too.
Yeah.
Wait, we knew that.
Oh, I knew that.
He was
No, but
cuffed
from
up.
last time I hopped on there.
From the last
You were
episode?
cuffed up on that episode.
Were you cuffed up on the episode?
When I hopped on their one.
You were cuffed up?
Yes.
Because I remember when you
about?
came on, he was chilling. Remember he said,
Nah.
yeah, I'm
That was
chilling.
that was with us.
Ah.
Was that with us? Yeah, you were.
When you came on with us, I was chilling.
But when you were with us,
But when I was with yous,
you were cuffed up because
Yeah,
you said
I
I'm
was
in
like,
a
yeah.
relationship, or you either said I'm with someone. I'm seeing.
it's like I was literally we weren't official, but yeah, we were like I was committed.
And then even our cameraman, we both
about you,
cuffed
Robo?
up. We both cuffed up too.
So we did clapping.
We
Robo?
bored.
Cuffed up?
we cuffed up.
What about you, Robo? What's happening? with you?
What's your relationship status?
Arranged.
Pending.
Bow. I think. I think.
Alright, reset.
You have to answer the question.
What's happening?
How about
Since
you,
you
man?
forced it out of us, like
I'm focusing on myself.
beautiful. We support that.
I think I'm just not at the point like where I can focus on a relationship right now. That's why. And I feel like I want to commit to someone 100%. So like right now.
For our viewers, are you on the lookout?
Yeah, are you looking?
Are
you searching?
Open? Are you open?
Am I open for a relationship
Yeah.
that can lead to marriage?
Yeah.
100%.
So, ladies, say it to the camera.
Give me the clap.
Say it to the camera. Say it.
Yeah, you can just apply simply by sending me an email.
Or Talking Trophies
Send it
link.
to the Talking Trophies email if you are interested in the position.
Or just comment.
Or just
comment.
Just comment.
Oh, nah.
Subject in
They
the
would-
email.
they
What are
wouldn't-
gonna write?
Comment, like, and
Application
subscribe.
For Rabo.
Nah, I want them to slide in my emails the same way that guy slid in your email last time. But yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm happy with the thing. But right now I'm just focusing on myself,
Yeah.
trying to get into,
So you're not actively looking, but you're open.
I'm
type of
open.
thing. Okay.
If she's a baddie,
So you're looking for a relationship that has to lead to marriage.
If she's a baddie.
if she's obviously I'm not gonna waste my time. I'm not trying to waste my time out here. I'm trying to waste no one's time. That's the thing. That's the thing. I'll tell you something. I could waste a bunch of people's times lying to them, telling them, I'm gonna lead you on. A lot of guys do that,
Yeah, straight up.
and they fool women. What's wrong with me being honest and telling the girl, listen, I'm not interested in a relationship, straight up. Trying to focus on myself. I'm doing my thing, and I don't want to waste your time, and get you.
At what point does it get to that conversation though? If you're not like really dating like that, so it's like, well, do you feel like you meet someone, there's a good friendship there, and then you can see that she's like when does it get to that point where you have to say, I'm just leading you on?
I think I'd say from the get go, man. I don't know. At the same time, people I've had a lot of situations where, like, heaps of situations, to be honest, where, like, for example, I'm just talking to someone in a friendly way. I'm like, but you know me, I'm supportive to yous. Like, you see how I message yous on the page. I message people like that, and they think, like, yo, this guy's trying to.
Yeah.
And it happens a lot, but I'm not really trying to give that, like, I don't want you to interpret it in that way. I'm just like, yo, I'm just supporting you. You know, I'm a fan of, I like your stuff, and I just want to motivate you. I'm not trying to be cuffed up with you or something or lead you on. And I feel like at the same time, that's put me in a lot of sticky positions too. Do you know what I'm saying? And it comes off, and then I have to come off as like the bad guy in those situations because I'm like, yo, I'm just, just because I support you. Like, for example, I'll speak to a girl and I'm like, yo, I vibe with this person, but I never wanted to really be in a relationship. And then like they talk to me about, let's just say they want to work on uni or stuff. I'm like, yo, just send me your, for example, this, and I'll read through it. And in their head, they're like, oh my God, this guy, like, you know what I mean? Like,
you're doing a lot, but I guess you see them as a friend. So
he's doing a lot. I don't even see him as a friend. I'm just that kind of person. Even if you're not my friend, I'm just that kind of person. I'll be like, I'm happy to help people. That's how I am. And I feel like it always comes off the wrong way. So at the same time, being honest at the start, I might look like, I'm like, yo, this guy's like a bit cutthroat or like he's a bit thing, but I'm doing it out of the best intentions for that person. Because time wastings are very bad, man. And especially now, especially after the pandemic, you got to value your time. And I don't want to waste anyone else's time by doing that and leading them on, which a lot of guys do. Heaps of guys do.
Yeah.
When you say that, what do you mean? Like just there's a lot of guys out there that will be in actual long-term relationships with girls that they just don't actually have any real interest in.
Yes.
Damn.
I know a lot of people that do that.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people do that. I'm like, bro, why are you doing this to that person?
Or like a guy will know he's in a long-term relationship and he knows this girl's intention, but he'll keep messing around, he'll keep going clubbing, he'll even like keep wilding, but he will keep her in the background because he knows when everything goes wrong and he wants to turn around and finally be settled down, he has that backup.
So is it like that? Yeah. Is it kind of like, I don't want to be alone, so I need just someone there. I don't want to end up alone, so I'd rather just like string someone along.
I think a lot of people are like that. Like a lot of people are like that do that where they're not comfortable being single. Like, have you seen those people that like they'll break up with someone and then like 2 months in they're in another relationship and you're just like, whoa.
No matter how long it was as well, it's weird. It's like they call, what are the serial monogamists? Yeah, people that just back to back relationships.
But you know why? It's because in life their mentality is like they're so used to being in a relationship. When they're out of it, they like, it's not that they can't function, but mentally and emotionally, it's so overwhelming being single that like, it's like, it feels like, what's the word? It's like it's just the fear of being alone. Like the fear that you think you're never going to find love. Like you think you're never going to find someone for you.
Or like you're not meeting like your check boxes, or like you're not succeeding in life and this and that. Some people really rely on that. It's just
jump onto the next.
You don't have enough like content.
Yeah, and I think I'm at that.
Scared of being isolated, mate.
Look at you, mate. Yeah, but that's like literally isolation in a room.
Monophobia is the fear of being isolated, lonely, or alone.
Wow, Sean.
Quick fact check.
Yeah.
No, we just can't do anything now, yeah. But like, for example, with that, I'm at that point where I can be single and I'm content with it. I think I'm content with myself as well. Like, I don't need, for example, like the validation of being in a relationship to think, oh, okay, I'm thinking. But obviously, I do, like, yo, I'm like, damn, I want to get married. 100%. Even these guys know, like, all the boys know, I'm keen to get married. Marriage is something I really want to do. But at the same time, I want to do it properly, like, in a way that I can commit to this person as best as possible. And that's why I haven't dated no one yet. So she knows she's my first and my last, my queen.
Don't you think that just puts so much pressure on the whole situation? It's like you're trying to find someone that's perfect, but like when you meet people, they're never gonna like tick all your boxes at the very start.
No, I'm not trying to find someone perfect. I love flaws.
But if you're dating
I love flaws because I have my flaws.
If you're dating to marry someone, that's a lot. Like people grow and change like throughout.
That's the thing. I'm gonna, if they're gonna be dating to marriage, I'm gonna try finding someone that has the same intentions as me.
But he wants to find someone who's like, he's down regardless in change. That is gonna be like, you know what, things are gonna go wrong here and there, but we're gonna work through it. Yeah. And we're gonna stay in this marriage. And like,
I love flaws. I like working on things. I like people telling me I'm wrong and working on it. I love doing that. I'm not perfect. I'm not like I'm not that kind of guy. Like when I'm with a woman, I'm down to earth. I'm not like, yo, I want to be the man and stuff. I like listening. I'm a great listener when it comes to listening to women. I just sit there sometimes. I just let the lady
just
talk.
knowing you're not
and
applying.
I pick up everything. And you know what's crazy? I'll tell them about like stuff they told me like 4 or 5 weeks ago in a normal convo. I pick up stuff like that.
How do you respond though? Like when they tell you, are you really like responding back to the woman properly? Whenever someone's sitting there asking you for advice and this and that, like, are you the type of person to have those kind of conversations?
100%. I love conversations, even the hard ones. I like the hard conversations, to be honest. And the thing is, with me, it's just the honesty and that's what always stuffs me up. Just being honest. Like telling the truth sometimes it's just like it hurts. But I think I'd say a lot of girls respect me for it, but they're also like they don't like it too. They're like, why couldn't you just lead me on? I feel like they give me that. Like,
What?
No, like they don't want it, but like damn, like it was nice. You know what I mean? Like when he was talking to me, this that, and I still talk to them the same, but it's just like now they know it's like, yo, he's not trying to be with me, or like he's not trying to be in like a relationship or something, and he just like enjoys my company, or he wants to be friends with me. You know?
Do you have a lot of girlfriends?
Not really, to be honest. Real friends?
Yeah.
3, 4 max, I think right now. But they're like, yo, I'll go to them when like I need help with this. So, like for example, I'd even consider like my cousin Rania. You know Rania. She's a friend to me. And she's my cousin. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll go tell her. I'll text her like, hey, yo, you know, like, what do I do with this? Or you know, for example, this. And I'd like ask her stuff, and she'd tell me straight, honestly too. Do you know? And I have another friend that I grew up with, and another one I'd consider a friend as well, because she's very like helpful and stuff. But like I don't know, man. I don't want to be a friend and like be those guys that hit you up every like 6-7 months. That's the thing. Do you know what I'm saying? I want to be like, I'm a genuine friend. If I'm your friend, I'm supporting you, I'm pushing you, this, that. Well, that was a segment of me opening up. I never done that before.
That was nice.
The email is talkingtrophies@gmail.com. Just hit us up with the
I was going to say,
line.
before when you're talking yourself up, you're basically applying your own resume.
Yeah,
Babe.
it's
I
like
know,
telling
I
ladies what kind
realised
of guy
that,
you
yeah,
are.
You're like, I'm a great listener.
Yeah, I'm a great listener.
We heard you, bro.
I look for a friend in a woman.
Yeah.
Those things. It's beautiful.
I know. I do all right. Damn. So what was going to ask you is about... damn. So what we were going to talk about was... approaching relationships. Now that we have 4 people that are in relationships in here, we can talk about it. Approaching relationships. How do you feel that a perfect relationship not a perfect, but a great relationship can be built from the get-go?
Respecting boundaries. Everyone's different. Some people don't like certain things said to them, a certain tone said to them, or like some people just don't like it when people do certain things. So like if you respect each other's boundaries, like you respect the person for them, then like it only can go up from there. You only find progression. You won't have any setbacks. But I find like for me, experience wise, like respecting each other's boundaries, even if you agree with it or don't agree with it, you just got to understand. Sometimes you got to put your ego aside, your pride, whatever you think your mindset is. Sometimes you don't actually have to understand why they're feeling like that, and just and pursue that, and just like go, you know what, I respect how you feel, and I'm gonna honor that and do what I can to be there.
Yeah, I think
That's
respect
true.
is a really big one. Respect is just like key in a relationship, no matter whether it's like romantic or like friendly or whatever. But I think what I've learnt in relationships as well is like you have to be able to see each other as like equal, and you also have to be really like be a friend for that person before anything, so that it's not like this, you know, sometimes you can go into relationships and you can feel a little bit insecure about something, you can feel, and sometimes if you don't feel like you're in a safe space to express how you're feeling or communicate that, it builds up and it becomes something else that shouldn't be there to begin with.
Besides respect, how do you build that safe space?
That's what I'm saying. You have to be, that person has to be your friend.
Yeah.
Like the way I go to, for example, Rahel, and I talk to her, I don't feel any sort of judgment or a place of like, you know, I can't be who I want to be, or I can't say the things I want. It's a very like safe and open space. So that person needs to know you and have respect for you, but also see you as a friend before anything. And then from there, like it can develop into something romantic. But
What about Rahel?
I think like for me, one of the most important things is like, not obviously we spoke about it before, like you said, no one's perfect. And I think that what I've learned dating and stuff, you might have an idea of what you want or what you're looking for, and you're searching for that and you're searching for that, and then you realize that you're like what's good for you at the time may not be something that you even thought that you wanted in the time. And then based off that, it's like just realizing that, no one's going to tick every single box for you and no one's perfect. And to make a relationship work long term, especially, you have to be able to realize that it takes work, and you have to talk. You have to be able to talk about like what you want and what you need, because if you don't, how do you expect the other person to know? And I think that like in a lot of my past relationships and stuff, I just thought that like, my partners were like mind readers, and I would get pissed off about the most like stupid little things and never talk about it. And now that I've started doing that, it's like, it's just crazy how someone else's perspective is so different. They see something completely different to you, and your mind can just like manipulate something and make it so huge. But if you just talk about it, then you can be surprised that, someone's like ability to listen or change or understand or whatever. So I think that's, especially if you're trying to build something that's going to last long term.
The person is more like open to being like.
And if you have a foundation of like a friendship or like real genuine care and love, not just romantic love, like what we spoke about already, it's like, then I think that it's going to be a lot more sustainable.
Do you guys find it hard to avoid comparing relationships like to your previous when you're in it?
Yeah, like there's so many things that I'll be like, oh, there's so many things like for me, you know how you were like, you're content, like you don't feel like you need to be in a relationship or whatever. I was like that. Like I'm very much like, I like the idea of being single. I like the idea, but to a point where it's almost like I don't want to get into a relationship because I've had one relationship before and it turned out like not great. And so I'll always look back and be like, well, I've developed myself to this point and this is who I am, and I don't want to be the type of person I was before or like go into that when it's like it's not that. It's a different person. You're a different person. Literally. You've grown up into, you've developed into a whole different person. So you need to acknowledge, my friend said that, like you need to acknowledge who you've become and all the things that you've like, that you've gone through, and just accept that. And you need to like, because I feel like when you stop yourself from going into things, you stop yourself from being happy and stop yourself from experiencing something great because you're comparing it to something you had in the past.
How do you overcome that?
It's a process. It's such a process. And I think you just need to like, it's about acknowledging who you are now and like acknowledging the work that you've put in to become who you are. And then like, it's also like taking a risk, I think I would say. Like sometimes you look at it and you're like, nah, I can already premeditate what this is going to be. Let me not, like, I was the situation queen. I will go into things and I'll be like, yep, I'm going to be in like, talk to this person for X amount of time. And then I'm like, nah. And every single relationship or whatever I would go into.
Situationship
that I'd go into, like it had like a end date in my mind already. So regardless of what that person was thinking, I knew I was going to tap out. And that was how I would approach everything. And then like I got into my relationship now, and it's like there's no real reason why I'm not unhappy. Like there's so many positives in it. So why am I trying to like escape this thing? And you have to ask yourself like, what is like, it's you, it's not really like the person that is the problem. So it's like if this person is meeting, like Rahel said, they're not gonna tick all your boxes, and you most likely are not gonna tick all their boxes. And people need to get out of their minds in that and be like, this is the perfect person, and I have to make sure I'm with someone that's like
ticks
everything. When it's like, that's not, you're not gonna be that, they're not gonna be that. You need to be able to like take the risk. And
or like it's not ideally like it's the perfect situation, because when I compare to my previous relationship, it's like I was just like a kid, and my mind was kind of immature as well. And I think that what I was looking for like in that it was just kind of like not what a real relationship looks like. So sometimes when I think back on that, I'm like, realistically, if I was to meet that, even though I might look back and think about that person like, oh, blah, 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 if I was to meet that person now, it wouldn't work, because what I'm looking for is completely different.
Or like, how about if you were to feel the same way you were feeling now? If you were to feel the same way you were feeling in that relationship in one now, you'd know already, like, this is like, I need to be able to be like, I'm going to tap out because this is not for me.
That same mindset. So I think it's just all growth, isn't it?
But yeah, so continuing on with that, I think we need to add Weibo. So you can give him your mic and you grab the camera and talk about like, what do you feel like makes like the perfect, what can help make a strong relationship from the start besides respect, flaws And what else did you say?
So you just take all the good answers.
Friendship.
I think being open and honest, and like the hardest thing I reckon is like losing your ego, like becoming like a team rather than two individuals that like you want to grow together rather than, okay, I want this in my relationship and like you can't have your way. Like you have to start seeing them as like you're working together to make a relationship, and that comes with time and like taking time out of your day to do that as well. Like even though you're busy with work, you're busy with sports, whatever you do, like us filming, us doing everything, like you need to, it's something you have to work on. You can't just have it in the background and then it's just going to come out like, oh, our relationship was just too perfectly together that everything works like magically. You have to set time aside and be like, okay, we need time to talk about our stuff. We need time to enjoy ourselves together. Like it's all just working on it.
That's deep. By the way, for those that don't know, Weebo's actually dating an Eritrean girl. He lives with Eritreans. He does a podcast with Eritreans. And he's cuffed up to an Eritrean. His kids are going to be half Eritrean running around. Shout out to Weebo for that, man. Yeah. You know the vibes.
I think, can I say one thing though? People, like, I think now it's changing, but like people need to also remember like you can still be independent and be in a relationship, and you should still be independent. Like you shouldn't be like codependent on the person you're with. Like what you said was right. You need to have like a partnership and you guys need to be on the same team. But like, you know how a lot of people just, I don't know if that's the relationships you've seen or people, you know, around you, where I feel like a lot of people depend so heavily on a relationship sometimes that it takes away from who they are. And then I think sometimes you forget to like, you don't grow in that, and you don't grow like personally, you don't develop as a person. And sometimes a lot of people, like Rahel said, it takes work. So if you're like at this stage, maybe in 10 years times, you both become different people, or like, you know, you're growing. And if one person is so codependent on the one person and the other person is like trying to break off and grow into this person, it can also affect the way your relationship moves forward.
100%.
Yeah, I don't think it's so much like dependency, like, oh, okay, I need this person to do stuff. Yeah. But it's also like taking out of your day, like, okay, I can do this one little thing and it's going to help out my partner. And like, I'm going to do that even though like maybe I'm losing my time or I'm like, it's worse for me. Yeah. As a whole, as a partnership, as a couple, like this is going to make our lives a lot easier and like
I was agreeing with what you were saying. I was just adding to the whole thing in general. But I was agreeing with.
Weebo low-key got sneak this, man.
That wasn't a sneak.
Shout out to Weebo. Weebo's in the longest relationship here. Weebo's in the longest relationship here, by the way. Shout out to Weebo.
Shout out to me.
Yeah. Okay, with that, we could speak to you on that, like, you know, like everyone being independent, guys, because you work a lot, man. You work sometimes 6 days a week. Yeah, how do you find that time with your partner?
No sleep. No. For real, like, bro, you just make time, man. Like, I don't know. There's sometimes where like, I work hella hours in a day, but like, but my partner's very independent too. So like, she works 2 jobs as well, and I work 2 jobs. But like, I don't know. Like, we just make it work. You just like when you're dedicated to someone, you just make time. It just falls into place. Like, you're willing to like have a 4-hour sleep because you want to spend time with your partner, you know. And I just like, I don't know, I just put it, sometimes I even take a day off work. I'll just take a day off work and I'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna take it off because I want to spend time with you. Like, I feel like it's been a couple days or a few days. And that's me, man. That was a little cute smirk from Rahel over there. No, like that was like a little, I'm proud of you, little laugh you did over there. Rahel, I think what would you have to like add with that? For example, finding time in that in your relationship, because he does that even like Sundays. This guy tells us. Oh yeah. I have a day, 1 day a week. There's no limits. No, I commit to Sundays. We're doing an episode on Sunday because we couldn't do it on Saturday. I'm not coming. I'm doing it. Damn. Because this guy got to go see his baby. Really? I'm not coming. Yeah, for real. Like, he's got to go see his girl. I need at least one. I need at least one full day where I can like just spend time, relax, not have to feel the pressure of doing anything. Yeah. And just enjoy time with my partner. Because he has work. Yeah, but you do work before this normally too. Yeah, literally. So it's a lot. Yeah. So that Sunday we already know. Sunday he's not on the show. Yeah. So if he's ever on the show, we'll probably record it on a Sunday, and he is with his girl. I'm joking.
But Rahul, what do you have to say? Rahul, what do you have to say?
So jagged.
What do you have to say about finding time?
The same. Obviously, if someone's important to you, you're gonna. I can't with this. The smirking. You asked me.
No. I was laughing at the last thing I said. That one was, it's about you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Obviously, like you make time for someone if you care about them. That's what you. And it's important to do that as well. Otherwise, you can lose touch with each other, and your priorities can shift and everything. So I think it's great that you carve out a specific day, out of the week to really prioritize that.
Last thing you want to do is like make your partner feel like you don't value their time or who they are. Like not who they are. Like you want to value their time. And so like if she's dedicating time to me and she's always like she has time available for me, it'd be wrong of me not to at least have one day a week where I'd be like, yo, I'm committing this to you. I literally work like 6 days a week. Like at least let me have this one day where. So yeah, that's
100%.
What's your thought on committing? If you were to be in a relationship, how do you navigate that if you have other really pressing priorities and stuff like that?
I'll definitely find time in the day, appropriate time in the day, to speak with my significant other.
Yeah.
Besides that, like I'll do something similar to finding a day or something. But these boys already know. Once I get cuffed up, I'm out. Don't talk to me. Tell the boys I'll see them once in a thing. Even me.
What
and
about talking trophies?
I'll be here. Like just doing it, but like I'm spending a lot of time with my girl at the start. That's how I am at the start, and then obviously we'll eventually move into our own lives. But like I'm gonna be like focused heavily on like spending time. I always give these guys crap for spending time.
He hates cuff people.
I always say I hate cuff boys,
I personally find cuff people annoying too sometimes because I'm like
they're so inconvenient.
They're just so like never available, and that's why I feel like I try to. Like I don't feel like I mean I prioritize my relationship and I make time for it, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, can't see my girls because I made plans with my man.
Can't kick with the boys.
I have to like be able to divide my time as well. You know what I mean? Like sure. I feel like I have to gotta make time for the girls. Otherwise, it's like
because they're the ones that have been there.
Who am I gonna tell all my stories to? It's like nah. I'm just but like in all seriousness, I feel like I need to have time for my girls.
Course, yeah.
And my family
come on, boys,
too,
man.
You
guys gotta pull up.
We're literally here and
we
both hang out with you.
You just need to get cuffed up, Rogan.
I'm telling you, I told these boys I'm cutting them off when I get cuffed up.
So what are you looking for right now? Because I feel like you're talking about like you don't want someone that is perfect, but like you also are looking for a wife. So for you, like, do you feel like you find it hard to come across somebody, like a certain person, and like you feel like they could be meeting all your expectations, but then something. Do you get put off by small things, or like what is it that makes you feel like you can't actually commit to somebody?
I think you're waiting for the right uncle to tell you that he has someone available.
He's trying to do arrange, yeah?
Nah, on the real, like, I don't know. Personally, I'm not like out there. Firstly, like I'm not open like out there like talking to bare girls. That's the first thing. Like I don't talk to like a bunch of girls. I don't have like my DMs jumping, but like. Why'd you laugh for? Why'd you smirk? Okay. But like, I like if I do look, let's just say I meet someone, I'm happy to talk to them and stuff. And it's not like I'm coming there with the intention to marry. I want to get to know the person. The only one thing that turns me off, I'll be real with you, and I hope this doesn't come out the wrong way, is when a lady doesn't have she doesn't have a drive for life. Like she doesn't have a passion for just life in general. You know what I'm talking about. When you meet people that are just like here to live. Not even live, just to be alive, like
just to get by.
Just to get by.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
What about if like you have, because like you have so many things you're doing too. Like you say, you work full time, you're doing talking trophies, like you're committed to this stuff, Yeah. So it's like if you had met somebody who had kind of different values or wasn't as interested in the stuff that like they don't have like that kind of they work, they do their thing, but it's different, and their values is like I want to work, I want to grind, I want to have a family, this and that, but it's just different to like all the little things that you're doing. Do you feel like that's a problem for you?
No.
Okay.
And I don't think like, for example, talking trophies like it's not a crazy big part of it's just something we do on a Saturday. Like literally, like how people go out on weekends?
Yeah.
Literally the time you spend going out, we do an episode. Literally, you're getting smashed on Saturday nights. we're here recording an episode. That's all it is. Like, it's not that there's no time, there's no like crazy commitment into it. Finding guests, yeah, that's probably the hardest part for us, to be honest. You know, like booking in each person every week, that's the hardest thing for us. But with like, I just mean by like passion, drive, they want to do something. They want to leave a print on this earth. They want to contribute to the world in a positive way. That's what I mean. Like, I need that. If I don't see that, and you're just like simply here to like just be alive, you know, like for example, besides like working, paying your bills, you're not making any contributions.
What does a contribution look like to you though?
Like, for example, helping others, for example, that's a contribution to me.
If they're
having a successful, like starting something successfully that they built up from scratch. Donation. One of my life goals, for example, is like, I want to build a bunch of wells and set up an orphanage. That's one of my goals, for example, in life. If someone has like something like that, like imagine they have a drive to like make that contribution to others. That's what I mean by drive. Like you want to do something for the world besides your work, besides your career, doing something, you know? Like even with these talking trophies, a lot of it is banter, but there's a lot of good stuff that comes out of this. There's a lot of good stuff and great guests we get out of this. And then the bad, I always say, like, you know, I always say, this is what I say, the good is from God and the bad is from us. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, the bad is like, you know, we just let out, like, we slip up or whatever. But besides that, like, if they have a drive, if my significant other has that drive or something, that's what I look for. If they don't have that, they're just here to, like, literally work. And even in work, they don't even give their all, you know? Being a great mother, giving her all as a mother. That's what I was gonna
say. What if that's somebody's like, because some people are like, these are really ambitious things that you're saying, things opening up an orphanage, like doing things
that's like my goal. That's me.
But
like, it's not something I expect others.
Or do, like, let's say someone is just like community focused person. They live their life and they just want to have children. They want to devote their lives to their children and raise good children. Is that something that you would see and be like, nah? But they work. They do the things.
That's what I'm saying. But like, if for example, my wife is like devoted to raising the best possible kids, that's something. Do you know what I mean? And teaching them, for example, let's just say she does extracurricular activities with them. That's something too. That's what I'm saying.
But how do you get to that point? She's like wifey at that point. But how do you find that wife if you don't know? If you're like, well, she's not an ambitious person or devoted person, so I don't want to be with her. How do you know that her goal is like, I just want to be a really great mother? And that's like, unless you talk to her.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, I'm not out here when I start talking to girls. How the guys talk? What'd you do today? What's like on the real? I tell girls, like, I'll talk to them, be like, I'll talk whatever, how they go through their days, whatever. But I'll ask them, like, what's your ambitions? What's your goals? What are you into? What's your hobbies? That's the first thing I ask girls. I don't ask them like, hey, you know, like, what'd you do today? What'd you eat? Like, that stuff I'll do for fun if you want. But like, yo, I'm not taking you serious. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm asking you, what's your ambitions? What's your goals? What are you into? Well, you know, like, what books you like reading? That's the kind of stuff I like talking about to people. That's someone, and if I see someone talk to me about that, or in my DMs about like that, that makes me like, yo, I want to see what she's going to say next. That's what gets me interested. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not out here trying to, what's your favorite color type stuff. What am I, 15?
It's deep.
Hitter with LMAO ruffle. Remember ruffle? Roll on floor laughing. But like that's...
You didn't have to say it.
That's someone forgot it. You know? But sorry to get deep. But like that's something.
I'm just curious to know like what like ambitious means to you and like what that looks like, because I feel like people will hear that and be like, well, what do you mean?
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
Thanks for that.
Yeah. But like that's my interpretation. How do you feel? What's your honest feedback on that?
I think that's fair, and that's what you want at the end of the day. I just think like you have to have an open mind with what you mean by ambition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you like something ambitious to you might not be like the same thing, because a lot of people also can't see themselves doing like even something like a podcast. They might have a lot of things to say but feel a certain type of way about it coming out, you know, but their heart is still good, and they might like it just translates in a different way, the way that they like, you know, show their ambition. But I get what you mean by you don't want someone that's just like everything is autopilot, like they don't really care for what they're doing.
And I feel like nowadays that's how it is. And then because like the biggest thing is like, I don't want like, for example, my partner just going on social media and just seeing what everyone else is doing, and then we're jumping on that. I'm not trying to I'm not doing trends with my girl. You know what I'm saying? You know how there's a lot of trends. People, I don't see. I'm not into that stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah, it's cringe.
It's like yo, are you doing this for each other or are you doing this for others?
Yeah.
Do you know? That's why I'm a bit like.
I mean, I think there are people that do it like they're just like, you know, you can, if you're doing it to be like TikTok famous, that's one thing. If you're doing it because you guys like live together and you just say you have a relationship, you're like, oh, let's just post something funny, like it's
That's
just
cool,
like
yeah.
funny. I don't think that's as like, but you can tell the difference. Why
100%.
people like, you know, you can tell if
100%.
I'm just like not the type to. I remember actually I said it in an episode and I was like, yeah, if I had a man, I'm posting it all over social media. You're always gonna see this. I'm just not that type of person.
Yeah,
I thought I would be.
I think you know me, because when I get into like a relationship, I'll be those guys with like an emoji on my wife's face. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm gonna be like those guys. I'm gonna take a picture. I'm like in London, we just went, or in America, and then I'm like standing next to my wife having a picture. I'm just leaning on her, and I'm gonna have like a mad. I'll put like a queen emoji on her face,
That's
something
so
like
funny.
that.
Yeah.
So weird.
I don't know, man. I'm just like I'm very private, man. Like
I feel like if like you know me well enough, you're gonna know I'm in a relationship. Like you don't have to be broadcasting it type thing.
100%. That's the thing. It's everyone's different at the same time. Some people like being that open, you know, we're the happy couple or whatever. They like to be that kind of people, and there's nothing wrong with it. That's, you know what I mean. It's on you. But some people just prefer the privacy. You know, some people just don't want everyone knowing who they're with. You know, and it's normal. I think it's acceptable as well.
You about to say something? What is it?
I wasn't gonna say nothing.
No,
I was done.
I'm always waiting for the next thing.
Literally, I know.
Do you want to speak, Kaz?
I don't know what to say, bro. To be
Huh?
honest.
I feel like we have to end this on something like a bit intense, man.
Intense.
Let's read the hate
I
comments
feel like
again.
we have one more thing.
What
What did you mean when you said like you think it's like that these days? We were
What?
talking about relationships,
What?
and you were like, "Oh, I think
It's a competition.
it's a competition," and I feel like you were saying like
It's, I don't know. I just see it like, it's like, bro, people just like, let's be the first one to jump on the trend. Let's be, you know
but
what I'm saying?
Don't you feel like these days people can't like settle? Like, don't you feel like not settle, but people can't be happy with what they like? You could have something really great in front of you, but then it's like, oh, I'm comparing it to da 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 da, or like if I get into this now, because I was like that, and we were talking about it. We talk about it a lot, where it's always like, I don't know, this age of like social media and like options. Like we got options. You really can be talking to someone from anywhere in the world, or you can do, you know, obviously like pre-COVID. But like I think these days people find it hard to be content in a relationship because it's like, oh, but like, you know, what's over there?
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's a very comparative thing. I think personally, myself, I'll be satisfied. Do you know, like, I'm those guys, like, I'm happy with whatever, you know, I'm grateful for whatever I get. You know, I'm going to make the intention to find a significant other. And then after that, I'm going to have the intention to find a significant other. And then once I get that significant other, I'll be content. And if there's flaws they have, for example, there's flaws that I have and they have, we just work on it. I think I'm fine with that. And I won't look, I'm not a, you know me, I'll be like the term, I don't watch people's pockets. If let's just say Damien and his girl, this is my first cousin. Him and his girl, they post something, they're doing this or whatever. Or they send it on the family group chat. Or even Sean and his girl send it on the family group chat.
That's so cute. Do you guys send stuff on the family group chat?
I'm saying if you're overseas, if you like doing something or and they send on family group chat, I'm not gonna say, hey, my partner, we have to go this or we have to do this, you know, like, or watch it. But like, fire, they're sick. I'll be like, send them a laugh emoji or whatever, or sick emoji, and that's it. We move on. I'm not watching what you're doing. You shouldn't be watching what I'm doing. Do you know? You be happy, whatever is happy, I think, and then you keep it private.
Yeah, I never compare, man. I don't even, like, I have no time to compare. Like, I don't know. I think just how I value like a relationship is just if I know I'm giving my all, and I feel that my partner's giving their all, like I really don't even bat an eye to anyone else. I couldn't even care less, to be honest. Like, just being in the moment and like, if like I've seen people try to compare relationships and like it's like, oh, I did this with my partner, you know, I did this, but like as long as you're being like creative and being unique to you, it doesn't matter.
I mean, I remember for me, like, the idea of getting it wasn't so much comparing. It was more like I was just so scared that like I was gonna miss out on something that was gonna be like what was right for me, that I couldn't like look at the person and be like, oh, you know, this is like, oh, what the hell, like this is actually like what could be. I didn't see that for a long time because I was always like, oh, nah, like, you know, I haven't even been to like Canada yet? Like, what if my man's there? Like, I haven't done this yet. What if he's
Shout
there?
out all the guys in T-Dot.
Or the man them in the Toronto.
So yeah, I think that's it wasn't even really so like I
Literally
guess
that,
not really
yeah.
social media, but it was just more like I feel like I have so much more like to discover for myself and all of that stuff, that the idea of like and especially because like I always say, like my next relationship is going to be my last relationship. Like similar to you, I wasn't looking for something that was going to be short term. So I took it so seriously, and almost too seriously, that like I ended up like I wasn't going to find anyone. Like,
100%. Your biggest enemy in a relationship's yourself.
Straight
It's your
up.
biggest enemy.
Especially going through the pandemic single. I was like, fuck.
I know.
I'm like, get me out of this country.
That was my mindset from the day dot. I was like, Melbourne. We came back from the UK. I'm like, I can't wait to bounce. Like, I'm going to go find, like, literally, I was like, the person that is going to be with me is like overseas. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to explore my career here. Everything that was happening in Melbourne for me was like temporary. I was like, this city is not where it's at for me. But then you start to see like blessings come your way, and you're like, oh,
You know, this may be my
maybe I
city.
need to reconsider.
Melbourne City is jumping low key, man. Compared to other places, I feel like everyone's got this idea like, oh my god, the perfect like other is somewhere else or a different city or different state, and you're seeing a lot like people nowadays, they're like dating from other states and stuff. But like you can find what you want here too. Like, you know what I mean? You can find a lot of great people here. It's just people just like have this idea in their head that I can't be with someone from here, and then they just go find someone from another state.
Yo, I had a guy at my work here. I thought he was aerating the whole time. He told me he was talking to a girl from America. I thought he was lying. And he disappears for like 3 weeks and he comes back engaged.
What did he say? You sure he didn't go to Thailand?
Hey, who doesn't love a good girl from Thailand?
What? Far out, man.
Nah, a lot of people do that, man. Bro, if you, I've been to Thailand.
I've seen it.
Bro, in Thailand, they love, Aussie guys love the Thai
What do you
women.
mean? I've been there, and have you seen the ones that like the old men that come and they're all hanging out, and then the guys that are like what do you call them? They're why am I
What is
brain
it? What is
going
it?
is going?
Is
like
it on
thing.
Bangalore? Are you talking about on Bangalore Road?
Huh?
On Bangalore Road?
Is it Bangalore Road? No, it's in Phuket.
In Phuket, yeah, Bangalore Road, Batong, the beach.
And they all know it's like a lady boy. And they know. They literally, all these like older white men, they just kind of like stand around, like talking to them, flirting with them. I'm like, what is going on? I know all of you are married. Every single one of you.
100%. I even seen it. I think one of the guys, this is the funniest one. So the guy's married, and they were like, we're in the kebab shop, and we were just munching out, and they came into the kebab shop, waved. And then he goes, I'm like, it's nice weather. He said, yeah, man, nice people out here. And then he goes, and he's like, yeah, the ladies are all right, even the lady boys. I'm like, the lady boys go hard. Yeah, he goes, yeah, mate. He goes, old mate. He's talking about his friend. He's like, yeah, he just got one that finished him off just before. And I'm like, oh, no way. And then he's like, yeah, he's married too, but he's on holiday, so it doesn't matter. I just started crying. We're just laughing.
Bro, imagine that's your husband.
Do you know I met this girl. She was from Paris. And I met her, she was on like exchange for a couple of years or something. Like she was just working overseas here. And she was Ethiopian, but she was an adopted Ethiopian girl. She came here and she was like talking to me about like, we just met each other and we were just like, you know, whatever, talking. She was telling me about like her life back in Paris, whatever, or in France. I don't know exactly which city. But then we started to like, you know, catch up, do all that kind of stuff every now and then. And then I was like to her on her last day, I'm like, let me take you to an Ethiopian restaurant so you can like, you know, just like before you leave. She's like, yeah, I'm so down. I'm like, cool. So she would tell me a lot about her Tinder dates. And back then I wasn't like dating or open, like I wasn't really doing that. So I was always just shocked about it. One, the fact that she was on Tinder, like, you know, our community, and it's like everyone on Tinder, it's a bit like taboo or whatever. So she was, she's showing me all her Tinder dates, whatever. So she's like, oh, I'm going to bring someone with me on like to when we go to this restaurant. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm thinking it's one of her dates, whatever. Tell me why I tell her to come to this restaurant in Footscray. I walk in, I'm waiting for her. She walks in with this old white man. I'm like, oh my God, I'm on a date with a sugar daddy and this girl, you know, I'm just like, what is going on? He was some guy, and he was like, he was just like he's taking her out. He's been paying for a whole night. He told me to come to Crown with them later after this. I'm like, anyway, the whole point was he's talking in like a Thai, not Thai accent, but like he's like lived most of his life in Thailand because he's got a wife there or something like that, and he's talking to us the way he was like, so where are you from? Are you from like, you know? And I was like, I was born here, I think, you know. He was talking to us like the whole time he was talking, it was like chopped English. And I'm like, why is this man talking like? Turns out he has a whole wife in Thailand. He was with her for 8 years. Then now, like, I don't know what happened, but that whole situation was just like,
that's intense.
So messy.
I think that's the best way to wrap up this episode. Shout out all the sugar daddies out there securing the bag.
Shout out to the sugar babies.
And go secure the bag, invest in yourself, women, and you can make your investments through the money the guy provides you with.
Amen. We love that.
Facts.
Damn.
We should do an episode on like sugar babies and sugar daddies.
Yeah.
Because I want to
hear
what you guys have
what are
to
your
say.
thoughts on like dating, the age gaps?
Age gaps. Have you seen age gaps
yeah.
dating? It's real. Like these girls are actually like.
What's the biggest age gap you can do?
Older or younger?
But either way, let's just say older for you, Rahel, quickly.
Older would be like, I don't know, 35,
And how old are you now?
27.
And for younger?
Probably like 24. I'd go younger. I don't mind. But no younger than that.
18.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Older?
Yeah.
How old am I? 25? Maybe 32?
Younger.
24.
That's all right. What about you? Older.
60.
Loves him like that.
Nah, older, man.
The mic's there on your mouth.
Like, no older than like 25.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
Okay. And younger?
Younger, 21.
Oh, damn. Okay.
What about you?
You know,
You can't say it.
like, nah.
Me. Older.
How old are you?
24. Turning 25. But older. I like him.
You said I'd hit.
No, I said I like him mature.
It's good to date older women. Come on now.
Nah, I'd say older 28.
That's as far as you would go.
To cuff up or like relationship, yeah?
Relationship.
Or holla?
No, like would you we're talking about relationships. Would you
I'd
date
holla at
would
a
you date a
40-year-old.
woman would you date a woman older would you
Nah,
marry a
joking.
woman older than you?
Marry, yeah, 28, 29. Younger, I'd say 21.
Gap.
21, I'd say, youngest. So 24, yeah, 21, I'd say. 100%. Why is he going to sign every time I talk? Like, what do you expect from me?
No, I'm taking it in. Like that's fair enough. 21.
Yeah, that's normal.
I'm going 4 up, 4 down.
Yeah. I'm surprised you would date someone that's 28.
Yeah, I feel like I'm mature enough to speak. I'm speaking to women that are older than me.
Yeah.
Like, not holla, but like converse and stuff. But yeah, I'm fine with that.
Beautiful. That's nice.
I think we should wrap up there. Tell us what your age gap you would like. I know some of you guys like him older. I know some of you like him younger, but not too younger, hopefully. Make sure you guys hit up. That's all right. Make sure you guys hit us with that subscribe button. Shout out to Weeba behind the cameras.
Yeah.
Sean doing his thing. Thank you so much, BitterSweet podcast. You know we love you, girls.
Thank you. Thanks for having us on.
It's always a good collab with BitterSweet.
I don't know. I just feel like we can talk for ages.
Yeah.
That's why I let
Straight
this
up.
episode go for a little longer. And I feel like we all enjoyed this episode. I hope you did. And congratulations once again on what you are doing. It's amazing.
Thank
Killing
you.
it
Thank
on
you.
both the podcast level and events and just, reaching out there, like doing your thing. Shout out to you. Make sure you guys do check out their page. We'll chuck the link in the bio. Make sure you guys do subscribe, like. Got anything to say, Kazi?
Nah, like, comment, share, send love, show love to BitterSweet, and yeah, that's basically it, man.
Besides that, stay humble, faith.
See, I'm trying to call me and all, but it's only one to me. If I came in this world alone, why I get lonely? Can someone come unthaw my heart? I think it's frozen.